The goal for today, as you can see, I'm down in the basement, standing in the cold room. This is how the framers left it. So I have to just finish adding the sheets, a 1/2 inch, and down there's a few sheets that need to go on. And once I have them all nailed off, then I can come back with the blue skin and blue skin this whole wall, because this wall has to be air sealed to create the full envelope around the house. So there's 7 vents through the concrete foundation walls all the way around. And that'll let this whole area, this whole crawl space breathe. Once I get the sheets on, I put the blue skin. I'm going to have to, so that we can access the panel, make some kind of seal on the outside. I wonder how that shadow's looking. Anywho, yeah, so you can, so once this is done, I'll have the sheeting around here, and I'll have some kind of gasket and some kind of oversized door that clamps and gives me a good seal on a gasket all the way around. I'll be able to unbuckle it, open the air sealed door, and voila, this will be available. And you'll be able to get to your breakers. So it's not something that you would normally have to do for a normal house, but since we have to maintain as good of an air seal as possible, that's what we have to do. I had gone around and thrown some tape and air seal to the slab all the way around. You can see here, the sheeting comes down on top of the tape that I had put before, that kind of wraps up and on top of the sill. And so when I take my blue skin down over the top of this, it'll mate on this and even come down. I'll probably terminate it down here. And then I'll run a bead of caulk along the bottom edge, or sealant, I guess. 212 sealant. And that'll help keep it from ever peeling up. And so, as you can see where this wall comes out, I had put some tape behind on each side. So when I run my blue skin over, boom, it should give me a nice air seal. That's the idea. And tape up there along the top. The ceiling's gonna come down because I'm gonna put 1/2 inch OSB, tape all the seams, spray foam the entire plane. So here's the other part that I have to fill in. You can see my tape that I put in like over a year ago is still holding pretty good. That's nice. You can see that I taped between the sill and the concrete, and then I had run the vapor barrier and tape to that. So I'll put my sheet on over this, and then the blue skin is going to come down and I guess lap on top of this blue skin. Corner, I'm going to have to investigate a little bit, pull off any of the loose stuff, and just make sure when this blue skin comes down, I got a nice solid termination that I can caulk and inspect and make sure it's, you know, functioning properly and staying where I want it to stay. So here you can see the actual waterproofing underneath. So there's concrete behind there. So yeah, so I just got to kind of detail this stuff, make sure there's no stupid air holes or pockets or anything where it's going to suck air up. I think I got plenty of room here. I think I'm going to be okay. I even got it taped all the way up in there. With this plane, it's going to come right in, boom. And the air seal is actually going to be right here. So I think we're going to be pretty good. I'm going to run my blue skin up and onto this rim board here. Make sure we get a nice sticky connection. We're going to have a real nice air seal. And then I got big sheets of rock wool out there to go on top of the blue skin. Yeah. And then route all these hydronic heating elements through the wall. All of these guys. And we go up through and let them down in here. The work never ends. Okay, there we go. The 28 1/4? Can't remember. Yeah. You have to be careful where you throw this stuff. If it lands on the concrete, it will bond itself to the concrete. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a strip. This is going to go on here because when I put this barrier in, I'm going to tape the corner on the surface of this blue skin. And that will be our nice connection. Anywho, cut some strips, put them in. Move on down to the other side. Okay, back from my break. Ready to do the other side. 4 sheets. A couple of cuts. Just pull out of the way, slide the sheet in. To this corner here, I'll put some primer on the concrete here to get a good seal. A little bit more primer, and I'll just run the blue skin all the way over everything here. And then I'll run a bead of caulking on this edge to seal it nicely. I need some backing right there. I gotta slap something up here to have something to nail to. Let's get to it. So before I throw this piece of plywood on, like I said before, you could see right here, this is the actual waterproofing of the foundation, and it comes up and comes under the sill plate here, and here's where it actually terminates. You can see that. And so it's actually bolted down on top of the waterproofing. And then I came and I put this strip here that just spans from the plate down on top of that waterproofing. And this super thick, awesome vapor barrier, I just simply taped to the sides and taped to the waterproofing. And it seems to be holding up pretty well. It's pretty strong tape. But then I'll come down with my blue skin down onto that. And if this stuff ever seems like it's coming off, I can always nail on a piece of wood that would kind of pin it onto the wall, but it seems like it. This definitely isn't coming off because that's got primer between the concrete and the blue skin. And this stuff loves sticking to the blue skin, so I think we're pretty good. I use my shadow to point. This door here is one of 2 extra doors that we ended up getting because they sent us the wrong style for the pole barn. Since they happen to fit the roof opening that we have for this cold room door, we might as well put it to good use. Just thought I'd point out some things first. It says that it's a virtually 100% surface to core protection. Except look at this. You see that? That's not dirt. That's all mildew and the start of mold. And these are on top of primered boards that are supposedly pressure treated. I don't know how they're supposed to have a lifetime warranty when they're that susceptible to mold. Either that or our environment is truly wet. That's for sure. Well, we know that, but you would think that this undercover would be fine, and it's primered, but no. But I think it'll be okay, because it's going to be in a very dry environment from here on out, and once I get some paint on there, it should be good. And this is a metal. I don't see any like mold in the wood inside. When we started building, the first winter we went through, we got about 3 straight weeks of rain, and that's when I believe this started to mold. Just literally everything that wasn't in a climate-controlled space around here started to mold, including the house, lovely enough. And that's another story. A few other things about the store is I've got to make this a part of the air sealing system, and it's not the greatest door. But it's got these, I guess, foam stoppers all the way around. And on the bottom, kind of just some rubber, and, you know, it's definitely not the greatest. But neither are the rest of our doors, so, you know what? I think it's going to do just fine. These 2 tapes here, this is like a first generation kind of style tape where it's got like a plastic coating on the front and kind of rubber asphalt coating on the back. And then they came out with this butyl tape that's just plastic with this super sticky this stuff. It's not so sticky right now. This stuff I had used for something, but probably can't use it again. Upstairs I got some new stuff that I'll use instead. Primer. This stuff is Aquatac primer. It's a water-based primer, so it's a lot less smelly than the normal stuff. This jug here was probably like $400, but it goes a long ways. Still quite a bit left. Let's see. Probably at least a third left. And I've done the whole house with it. So, but I'm going to use a bunch upstairs when I tape off the OSB. I'm going to use this stuff. I think. We'll see. I'm going to get some tape first and see how the tape sticks. But if it's not sticking as well as I want, then I'll use this primer along with it. I'm not going to get the old style tape. I'm going to get some butyl, or they even have even a newer, like a vinyl type tape now. That's pretty awesome, super sticky. That's what I'll probably get. So let's get some of this primer out into a pan and get some onto the cement. And this primer almost acts like a glue. It kind of smells like Elmer's glue, but really not bad at all. I'm sure it's still poison, but I'm sure it's not as bad as what some other products that I could be using. I got some 9-inch. I'm going to trim it down to 6-inch. Let it dry just a touch more. The sealant ready. So this stuff is super stinky, but it works really well. This is what I'll put on top of the butyl to give us that good seal to the bottom. Might as well take that 3-inch piece and put it right here. And that's bizarre. And that's the best way they could fasten it. Just a screw through the bottom. Stupid. Okay. Now, try to set the door. I'll just dry set it, see how it fits. That's pretty nice. Very tight. Very, very tight to start things off. You'll just, the sander and just kind of take off this 1/8 of an inch off here. Sorry, flashing tape. Make sure we get a beautiful seal there. And a big flat bead here. And we'll come back. Put one here. That ought to do it. Squeeze this guy in before that glue makes me too loopy. Okay, since this side was nice and plumb, I'm just going to go ahead and throw a screw in and see what we're looking at. It's pretty plumb, and the bottom can be out just a hair. Okay, so secure it. A couple extra screws. Boom. I like it. Trim off these guys. There it is. What I'll probably do is run the blue skin over it. Trim it off right at this edge, and then put some trim right over the top of right around the store, right over the top of the blue skin. Or, yeah, might run the rock wool, maybe put on a 1x2 or something, whatever's, that's 1.5 inches or that's 1.25 inches. So we'll do something here. Or next time I come down here and work on this, I will blue skin everything, and that will be the air seal.